Garry, can you give us brief synopses of the 3 plays that we will have this year? Famine, A Whistle in the Dark, and Conversations on a Homecoming.
Okay. Well, I'll start with Conversations on a Homecoming. The play is set in a small town in Galway, and it's set in a pub. And the title is perfect because it's the homecoming of one of the characters from America. He hasn't been home for about 10 years, and so a number of his friends gathered together to welcome him home on this particular night. What happens over the course of the next 90 minutes reveals a huge amount about them, and in fact turns into a battle of wills about how they should interpret their common past. There are 2 lead characters in a sense. There are Tom, and Tom is really the lead character, and then Michael. And it's actually a frequent motif in Murphy's writing, that he has 2 characters who kind of echo each other.
Nice.
So at one stage in the course of the evening, one of the characters say to Tom and Michael, the 2 of you together might make up one decent man.
Yes.
So that's kind of one of the themes of the piece. Then A Whistle in the Dark is set in Coventry in the early 60s. And at the opening of the play, we see that Michael, the eldest, is living there with his wife in Coventry, and is giving house room effectively to his brothers who have all come to work in Coventry in England. And there's a great degree of tension because, of course, the domestic family life is under pressure from the existence of 4 big burly men. And the particular occasion in this case is that the father of the family is coming over and bringing the youngest boy with him. And then in the course of a few days, the tensions in the family simply explode. Murphy's work really explores the impact of emigration on the people who emigrate, which is very much the case in Whistle in the Dark, but also on those left behind,
Yes.
which happens in Conversations on a Homecoming and in Famine.
Right.
So that basically one of the things he's proposing is that there is a great psychological impact on those who stayed as those who went.
Which brings us to Famine, which could arguably be seen as portraying a time where the emigration began.
The great flood of emigration
Yes.
began during the famine, and after it simply out of survival. But I think the percentage of population which died in the Irish famine is one of the greatest death rates of any famine. And the play is set in 1846, and John Connor and his wife and child, we open it at the funeral of their other child who has died. And basically, as the pressure increases on them, John is forced to act, if you like, as leader. And there's a struggle there between a response in violence or a response in sort of waiting for something better to happen. And it's a great epic piece, and he gets the entire sweep of an Irish society into the play.